And we're live.
Yay! Fabulous. How are you this beautiful day?
So good. How are you?
I'm awesome. I'm awesome.
So excited about this new week.
Me too.
Hi.
Me too.
I'm so glad to be doing this again with you.
Yeah.
That is just
It's
really, really
wonderful.
awesome. Yay.
Well, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure. So my name is Marina. I'm a witch. I'm also a healer. I'm a coach for soul-led entrepreneurs who want to have a business with a little bit of magic in it. And today I will be doing a reading with the Oracle, the Wild Animal Spirit, the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit. Sorry.
Oh,
What about you?
awesome. So my name is Annette, and I'm an accredited Jay Shetty life coach, and I coach women on taking their power back. I am also an intuitive, and I am a Reiki master. And so I use a lot of those things in my practice. And yeah, it's a great combination of science and intuition. And so, yeah, all the things. So I'm very happy to be here. And today I'm also using a little different deck, but I also pulled the same cards just to kind of, so people can see how they're connected. And the one I'm using today is called Tarot of Transcendence.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And so yeah, it was made by another Reiki person. So I'm interested to be using that. So
Okay. Would you like to start? Are you ready?
Go ahead. I'll go second today.
Okay. So
are you
this
ready?
week, yeah,
Okay.
sure. I'm very excited to be using this deck. Like, as you can see, it's very, I don't know if you can see the shimmering on the box,
I
but
love it.
this is incredible. This is one of my favorite oracles to use with my clients because it uses symbols that are very close and dear to my heart. It uses animals, but also the elements. We have the earth, the air, the fire, the water, and also the spirit world. So every animal in this deck is in one of these suits. And we have a very sacred relationship with animals for the longest time, because they usually help us connect with our most divine parts and connect with our intuition, and they have usually very beautiful messages for us. But what I like about this one is that it is great for shadow work. It's not just like your regular oracle with animals that are just pretty and just sparkly. You also have the darkest parts of everyone, and it's a really good tool. So for this week, I did a 3-card pull, and I will invite you to tune in and ask your inner guidance which card is meant for you today. So if you join me in a very short and sweet guided meditation, we can start. So I invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath. Deep breath in and deep breath out. If you're in France, right now is the end of the day. If you're on your side of the ocean, it's the beginning. So whether you're finishing or starting the day with us, I would like you to ask your inner guidance for counsel. Which message is meant for you this week? Ask your body. You can put your hand on your heart or on your belly. Ask, which card is meant for me today? And really listen. Just tune out everything else. Let go of all of your worries. Let go of your mental chatter. Just listen. Is it 1, 2, or 3? And when you know, you can come back with us and open your eyes. So if you pull the first card, you have the earthworm. And this one, as you can see, is from the suit of the animals of the earth. And this suit is very special because it deals with our fears, but also our habits. And in a way, they can ground us, but also sometimes just keeps us trapped. I'm sorry, I wrote a few notes because
No,
since English
please.
is my native language, sometimes I get a little flustered. So this week you may be tempted to get stuck in a loop of hesitation. The earthworm just tries and wiggles out of things. So this week you are invited to look at yourself and think, okay, am I just sitting in the waiting room and waiting for my name to be called, or has my name already been called and I'm just too scared to walk through the door and actually shine? Which one is it? There's a very big chance that your name has already been called and you're being asked to shine, to embrace your power, and to trust your intuition. And I know this is scary because it can ruffle a lot of feathers. It can be very awkward. But this week, you're supposed to shine. I mean, this is the beginning of Leo season. Obviously, you're asked to just take a step forward and just do the thing. So if you want to avoid being stuck in this energy, if you're feeling self-conscious or apprehensive, speak up. Take a risk. I know this is scary and counterintuitive, but this is the best thing that you could do for yourself this week. Speak up. Just do something that feels uncomfortable, but that you know is aligned with what you truly want to do and who you truly want to be. And then you will feel seen, you will feel valued, because as soon as you'll start to speak up, people are going to listen. If you're speaking from the heart, if what you're doing is really true to yourself, you'll see. People will respond positively to this. So I know this is scary, but this is your challenge for you this week. Don't get stuck in this fear of just, I don't know, should I go, should I stay, should I do something? Oh, no, I don't know. Just do the thing. You'll see. Everything will work out. If you pulled card number 2, this is from the suit of the creatures of the ether. So you have the unicorn. And as you can see, the little circle over there is shiny, shiny, shiny. And these creatures from this suit, they represent challenges and awakenings, but also our connection to other realms. And they are our unseen guardians. So it's connected to our 6th chakra, the 3rd eye, obviously your intuition. So if you chose this card, maybe you've been feeling lately like you have more questions than answers. Maybe you've been looking for answers outside of yourself. Maybe you've been asking mentors. Maybe you've been, I don't know, doing a lot of card pulling and trying to find the right answer, and obviously nothing fits. That's because you have to look inward this week. And the darkest part would be to just look outside and look for an answer, but no one is going to give you the answer. You have the answer already. So look inward, tune in, and if you feel stuck, if you feel like you have to escape, just connect with your intuition. Find a way, find a practice that works for you and that you can embody every day, so that you can embody this unicorn. Just, if you have to, imagine yourself with a horn on your forehead and just make it visible. I don't care. Do something funny if that's easier for you, but try and trust your intuition. It's like your truth serum. It's like this thing that does not lie. It knows. So trust it and reconnect with that this week. And you'll feel so much better. I promise. And if you've pulled the 3rd card, we have the moth from the creatures of the air. And these creatures are very quick, very discerning, but they're also very ungrounded. You see where I'm going with this. So for this week, you may be tempted to do things in a hurry. Maybe you'll be a little bit too impulsive, maybe. And if it's out of balance, and if you feel like the grass is greener, so you have to go and quick do something else and make a shift, and maybe you'll get stuck into this shiny object syndrome. If you're an entrepreneur, you know what that is. It's when you have a plan and then you start thinking, oh, this sounds interesting. Maybe I should start and do that. don't. This week, if you want to balance your energy, if you want to feel happy and whimsical and excited about things, you have to look at the ways you try to avoid your plans and ask yourself why. Why are you trying to avoid your plans? Maybe you need some help. Maybe you're stuck in a procrastination loop. Maybe you need to cut that big task into small actionable pieces that you can do one by one and actually go through with it. Because every time you start avoiding, every time you procrastinate, you're telling yourself that you can't do the thing. And it's really hard to build confidence when you feel like every time you start something, you stop midway and then you never go through with things. So this week, if you want to build confidence, actually go and do the thing. Also, just try and go through with the plan. And if the plan doesn't work for you, that's okay. You can always come up with another way to do things, but just make a plan and stick with it for the whole week. Don't get lured by that shiny object thing. Like, no, you made a plan because you felt called to do something. Go through with it. So maybe you'll feel going back and forth from these three cards. You may resonate with one more than the other during the week, and that's okay. Just go back and listen to the messages. But if one called you more than the others, trust it. That's my message for the week.
Awesome. I love it. And it's interesting because the first card that you pulled, the earthworm, completely resonated with what I did. And a lot of the other ones as well. So this is very interesting to me. So as we discussed, I'm using the tarot, which is definitely more of a structured system. And the way I did it this week was to pull a card for shadow work and pulled a card for the light that's happening. And then I pulled a card that bridges the two so that we can look at, what the message is to balance the shadow and the light. So that's what I did. And the shadow card that I pulled is the Two of Swords.
Oh, it's a beautiful card.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So you can see by this card that there are really two equal forces at work here. And the blindfold just means ambiguity or uncertainty. And honestly, this woman has the option to take the blindfold off, right? But she's either in deniability or she's denying that there's a problem or denying, that she needs to make a decision or, it's about kind of that ambiguity. So the shadow really is, if you have a decision to make a decision. Do not live in this purgatory, if you will, this limbo, this space of not doing anything, because we can't move forward, right, unless we make a decision. So even if it's not the best one, even if it's not, completely aligned, it gets us out of that space of being stuck. So I thought that was interesting because that really connected to
Definitely.
And then the card that I pulled, as we know, it's now Leo season. So we flipped over into another season. And Leo season is fire, right? It's about action. It's about movement. It's about, showing your authenticity. And the card that I pulled for the light is the Page of Wands. So wands, as we know, is or maybe you don't, but I'm going to tell you, wands are a fire suit. Like the element of fire is part of wands. So this is a very interesting card because it connects to the season that we're going into. And the Page of Wands is really all about excitement and curiosity and, you know, being encouraged to make new discoveries and, you know, not get discouraged by self-doubt or inexperience, but really to trust your vision, right? Which also connects to your cards, Marina.
Definitely.
So in order to overcome those shadows and the doubt, you have to move forward. You have to share your ideas. You have to, you know, let people know who you are. And, you know, all that success can be achieved when you show up in that authentic place. And that, again, is what is Leo season is all about, right? So the bridge for both of these, really, you have almost two extremes, right? One is I'm in this ambiguity. I need to make a decision. I don't want to. I'm stagnated. I don't know what to do. I'm just going to sit here. And the other one is step out, show up, show who you are, and make a decision, move forward, right? So in order to balance the two, I got what is called a major arcana card. And this really tells the story, right, about who we are as we go through life. This is a story, and that's what the tarot is all about, right? It gives us a snapshot in time to really talk about our journey through life. And these cards help us, you know, through that, like as a divination tool. So anyway, the card I got was Temperance.
Awesome.
So Temperance is the bridge between the shadow and the light. And you can see that this card has balance. There's balance between the earth, the water, the sky, the air. Everything is in balance. And that is what Temperance is all about. This particular card is ruled by the sun. Hello, Leo season, right? So this card is really about harmony, purpose, moderation, balance, kind of, you know, looking at that place where you can remain calm when there are stressors or things that you need to decide. Remain calm, make a decision, connect to your balance. So, and also that understanding, you know, as this card, you can even see this, understanding that there is a balance that the universe is giving to you, right? There's this, you know, there's greater forces at work here. And that's what you are aligned with or you need to align with. And then all kinds of synchronicities will be there for you because they're given to you in that place of balance and alignment, right? So that's what I have. And I thought it was interesting because, I mean, it really does connect to this entering into Leo season. If you think about coming from Cancer, right? The season of Cancer where it's this introspection and getting rid of all these heavy emotions and working through these things and stepping into the light. And, you know, I thought it was awesome. But I also wanted to show you, because I used the Curious Creatures last time, and they're very similar. So I don't know if, can you see these cards?
Yeah.
There we go. See the two swords and the way that they are presenting themselves with the blindfold. So this, and I'm showing you that because I'm not going to do it for all of the cards, but I'm just showing people that the tarot is very much a structured system. And really, no matter what tarot deck you get, there is an underlying structure for the most part. Some kind of go off and do their own thing, but I just wanted to share that. And so the other thing is to give a few affirmations that you can say to kind of balance these things out. And for the Two of Swords, the affirmation is, I make my choices with confidence and ease. And you can say that in the morning when you get up, when you set your intentions for the day. You can say it at night. You know, make that decision. Keep saying that. For the light one, the Page of Wands here. The affirmation is, I am courageous and curious. And that is also a good one, because in order to step out and show our authenticity, we have to, step into our courage. We have to have courage to do that. And so that's also a really good one. And then for temperance, I am balanced.
Perfect.
Period. End of story. I am balanced. And so that's what I have for this week. But I think it was really a beautiful synchronicity between what you pulled.
And that's what's funny about it, is that we don't compare notes before going live. We do our own thing, and then obviously there are similarities because the energies are there. And what I found really interesting from what you did is that it would be very easy to go from a place where you feel stuck to the place where you have to make decision and try to be in a very pushy energy. But if you're trauma informed, you know that when you're in a freeze response, it would be very violent for your nervous system to try to go from one point to the other in a millisecond. And what I found very beautiful is that the temperance brings you from that space where you feel stuck or unsure or like you don't have the answers, to that place where you feel more ready to make a decision, but in a way that is much nicer, much gentler for your nervous system. So that's a very, very great way to look at the energies of this week and say, okay, where am I at during this decision-making process? Am I ready to step into the light, and how am I going to do this? So that's really great.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. And do you have anything you'd like to share in terms of upcoming programs or anything like that you'd like to let people know about?
Sure. For this week, I have a workshop on Thursday, a free workshop, where I'll be working on shadow work and releasing rituals. And on Friday and Saturday, I have flash sales. So if you're following me on Instagram, you'll see them in the stories, and you have discounts and everything. And it's a very special time because I make pictures especially for that. So
are those
these
your
are the two offers
designs that you're wearing now?
Oh yeah, these are part of the
beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, take advantage of that, everyone. I'm telling you.
What about you?
So for me, I offer one-on-one sessions. I'm a coach, and I use Reiki and intuition along with my coaching. So I always offer one-on-ones, but I have a course that will be launching on August 22nd. And the name of that course is called Rewrite, R-I-G-H-T. So you're rewrite your money story. And so it's really about making your story about money energetically right, what resonates for you. And so there's a lot of healing work. There's a lot of deep dives into that story. What is your story, and where did you get it from? And it's time to make it right for you. So that's coming up August 22nd. And I will have a little chance to kind of do a couple exercises with me before the course launch. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, I mean, we're always here. If you guys have any questions and you want to send us some, just anything that's on your mind, we're here to listen. And yeah, we're definitely into this. We love doing this for you guys, and it's a way for us to connect. And over the ocean here. So that's pretty awesome.
On both sides of the pond. And we'll see you next week for another reading. And for tonight, I will be taking care of the subtitles and adding them on the YouTube video that I will put on the channel, so that the French speakers who don't feel comfortable listening to the whole thing in English can still get a taste of what we're doing right now.
Beautiful. I love it, Marina. Nice job. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Have a beautiful day.
Bye. Have a great week.